crush me some ice, skin me a peach, leave the fuzz for my pillow, start me a smoke, talk to me nice. You got to wine me and dine me, don't try to fool me, bejewel me, either amuse me or lose me. I'm getting hungry, peel me a grape, peel me a grape. Pop me a cork, French me a fry, crack me a nut, bring a bowl full of bonbons, chill me some wine, keep standing by. Just entertain me, champagne me, show me you love me, kid glove me, best way to cheer me, cashmere me. I'm getting hungry, peel me a grape, peel me a grape. Here's how to be an agreeable chap, love me and leave me in luxury's lap. Hop when I holler, baby, skip when I snap. When I say do it, jump to it. Send out for scotch, call me a cab, cut me a rose, make my tea.
Welcome. As you can see, I'm already jazzed up. Excited as always to be in the studio on Sunday afternoons with Jazzabrations Live, and I'm your host, of course, Linda Morgan, here at Morris Media Studios. I have the bomb, diggity calm engineers in the house. I have the one and only Mr. Johnny Morris is my studio engineer. Hey, sir, thank you for a great show. And Mr. LaRon Davidson, thank you for being here. Kicking off our show. Yes, we are kicking off our show this afternoon with none other than, see, I told y'all, I have some fabulous. And when I say fabulous, I have some of the best. Y'all can't even see my eyes. Let me look at my camera. Some of the most fabulous friends. Yes, I'm sporting my hat, so I'm incognito today with my hat on. But I am so excited because I have one of my wonderful girlfriends in the studio with me today. None other than Miss Angie Wells. And yes, you heard her first track on her CD, Peel Me a Grape. Welcome, Miss Angie Wells. I'm so excited. I'm going to calm down, okay? I'm going to calm down, y'all. Let me take this hat off. I'm going to push back. Welcome.
Thank you, Linda. Thanks for having me.
Okay, we're going to be laughing.
Good.
We're going to be playing music. And we're going to just introduce you to our jazz community who already knows you, but introduce you to my other facets of my life, like a mom, a Marine, an entrepreneur. I got all that community out there as well. So welcome to Jazzabrations Live on this Sunday afternoon.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well. Let's just dive in. How long have you been singing?
Well, actually, Linda, it hasn't really been that long. I sang all my life. Of course, I grew up in the church, so I sang in the choir, and I sang in high school, but it was always something that was on the side. But this love of jazz was, from the time I was three or four, because that's what my dad listened to.
Wow. So you got it in the home to be able to cultivate that sound for you.
Yes. That's what, we would come home from church. So my dad was a barber. He didn't go to church. Sunday was his first day off of the week. So he just was like relaxing. My mom and I would go to church. And when we came home, my dad would be playing his jazz and blues albums. And so that's kind of where it started for me, the love of the music. So I didn't really officially start singing, I would say, until probably 2004.
Oh, okay. But still, we got 13 years right now under the belt.
Yeah.
So, you are from?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Philly in the house, y'all. Philly in the house. We know somebody else from Philly in the house.
Philly's a good music town.
Yes, it actually is. There is a gentleman that is legendary in Philadelphia, Mr. Nelson Harrison.
Mm.
And I met him on the Jazz Network some years ago, about 2007 or 8. So I know there's greatness that come out of Philly.
Yes, there is.
But I want our listeners to hear this CD. I want you to get into it. They can go on, I'm sure, all the the radio channels to get your music. CD Baby, Amazon.com, you name them, you're available.
We did iTunes. We did CD Baby. I'm so sorry. We did iTunes. I didn't do CD Baby this time. I have to admit it was through a lack of knowledge. But I'm on iTunes. I'm on Amazon. We're streaming. We're doing everything. I'm just trying to get as much exposure for the product as I can.
Because it's a wonderful product.
Thank you.
And we're going to do a lot of talking. And if you want to call in and say hello to Angie, the number, as you guys always know, is 323-293-3375. When we hear them little buzzes in our ear, that's somebody trying to reach us here at the studio. We welcome your calls. If you have any questions you have for Miss Angie Wells, she's welcome to take those as well. So we're going to go right into the next track on the CD. Okay. And we want them to get a sampling of as much of the music as we can.
Well,
and so when we come back, you may hear us talking over the music as well. So just groove with us. We're going right into that second track, and we'll be right back with them.
Okay. Blue is the night, the full moon beams, pictures of you haunt my hazy dreams. I can hear you whistling down on Bourbon Street. Fierce winds blow. Looks like the moon is swinging on a line. Cold is the night, warm were your hands, thoughts in my room, your shadows are grand, 10,000 leaves blow down Bourbon Street. Fierce winds blow. Looks like the moon is swinging on a line. The Creole moon is on the way. In my bed, feeling low down and lame. In my dreams, I'm calling your name. It's a carnival of ghosts at play. Looks like the moon is swinging on a line.
Welcome back, welcome back. My girl got it all, sassy, classy, you name it. We're going to get into all her songs. That one was jazzy, very, very jazzy. And as I'm looking at my Facebook feed, thank you for chiming in, Mr. Steve Taylor, Mr. Eric Watry. I see you guys out there. Thank you for the comments. Just to let you know, I am relaying the comments to Angie so that we are in communications with you. And when we go to the songs, I will chime in and type back to you. Until I get me an assistant, someone who wants to come in the studio and do this for me, I'm going to do it myself because I want to be able to be in contact with you. But call in, you guys, in 323-293-3375 and speak directly with Miss Angie Wells. That one was sassy. Tell me about that one. How did that come about?
Okay, so this song is a collaboration. It's an original. The pianist that I work with in France, Raphael Lemonnier, who was on the CD with me, he and I play together quite often. He had this beautiful melody. And there was a friend of his who is a German guitarist who also is playing on the song, Mathis Haug, who had made an attempt at trying to write some lyrics, but, it wasn't working well because of the language barrier. And he was trying to write English, and this stuff wasn't translating well. And I said, okay, so what is it that you're trying to say? And we sat down together, and we wrote these lyrics together to this melody. So the song is actually, the melody is written by Raphael, was his melody, and the lyrics are myself and Mathis Haug.
Girl, it is bad.
Thank you so much.
I just know that it is incredible. It's that sassy, sultry jazz that you just can sit home and, drink a little something in a cup, and just mellow out. But that is what I'm talking about. I have some of the most incredible friends in jazz, and I'm grateful for you to come and bless Jazzabrations Live with your presence so that I can share your music with the world.
Well, I'm grateful and blessed that you invited me. I'm so appreciative.
Absolutely. And then I'm just want to hear so much music. We're going to go right into the next song, and we're going to play the next one and come back and chat about that one for a minute.
Okay.
But y'all can call in 323-293-3375. Talk to you in a minute.
It's 4:45, sun's starting to rise. A pretty girl walks alone, a confident stride. She runs her own life. She's got it all under control. But don't let the pretty fool ya, 'cause she is gonna school ya. She won't be your own. She ain't the kind of girl who wants to meet your mother. No stress and no strife, don't wanna be your wife. Her time is her own. No teary goodbyes, no kind-hearted lies. Honey, she won't be around long. So don't you try to love her, 'cause she'll take the best of you. She's not yours alone. She ain't the kind of girl who wants to meet your mother. If you kiss her lips, you won't know what hit you. There's a kind of hypnotism in her eyes. Her caress will go right through you like electric, and you'll begin to feel your temperature rise. Don't get it confused, lover, don't feel used. Darling, can't you see? She likes to have fun, but she ain't for one. Baby, she's just gotta be free. Well, don't let love get started, 'cause she'll leave you broken hearted. Gave you her heart on a loan. She ain't the kind of girl who wants to meet your mother. confused. Lover, don't feel used. Darling, can't you see? She likes to have fun, but she ain't for one. Baby, she's just gotta be free. Well, don't let love get started, 'cause she'll leave you broken hearted. Gave you her heart all alone. She ain't the kind of girl who wants to meet your mother.
You can turn down from right there. What you mean? She's not the type of girl that would meet your mother. What? Wait. Angie, you got to tell me about them lyrics.
Okay.
She's not the type of girl?
She ain't the kind of girl who wants to meet your mother. So this song was actually inspired by, I was up late one night, 2:00 in the morning, and had the TV on, and the opening theme from Breakfast at Tiffany's comes on, or it's closely up, and you see, Audrey Hepburn, so to get out of this taxi, and she's walking down the street, and she's got her little coffee and her croissant in her hand, and she stops in front of Tiffany's, and she's eating, and having her coffee. And I'm looking at her, and you can tell she's obviously been out all night, because it's like the crack of dawn. It's early in the morning, and she still got on the evening dress. And I got sort of this, I could hear these lyrics started coming to me. So I started jotting down this stuff that was coming into my head. And so I guess, I wrote probably 3/4 of it, or of the lyrics, or at least the start of the lyrics, just at that sitting in about a half an hour, and then kind of put it to the side. A few months later, going on to France to go on tour. And the first night I got there, your body clock's all off, so I can't sleep. And it came to me, the melody and the rest of the lyrics. And I sat in the bed that night, and I think it only took me, it was probably maybe a half an hour to finish the lyrics. And then it was another few hours of, kind of hearing the music in my head. The next morning, when I got up, I told Raphael, because that's who I was going on tour with, I said, I have this song idea in my head. Can you help me get it on paper? And so we sat down at the piano, and I hummed, and he played a few things and wrote some notes, and I hummed some more and sang the lyrics. And then he said, let's add a bridge in. So then he came up with this little bridge, and that's kind of how it came about.
That is a sassy song. That's another one of those jazzy songs that just make you want to snap your finger, snap your finger, snap your finger. So I am feeling that one. We are just into the half hour, 15-minute break of our show. And I'm just wondering, is the phone working? I'm going to have to call somebody and tell them to call in and check the lines, because by now y'all have tuned in. Eric, you on there? 323-293-3375. I'd love to hear from you, Eric. I haven't talked to you in a long time. Call in and say, hey, Steve Taylor, come on. Call in and just say hi to us so that we know that the phones are at least working. How about that? My honey always say, how about that? How about that? But your CD is amazing. And the name of the CD is titled
Love and Mischief.
Love and Mischief.
Yes, Love and Mischief. Because, it's basically, if you listen to the songs in the album, they're about one of two things. It's either a love song or it's, a little more naughty.
Well, I want to hear the naughty. Let's go to the next one. Let's see if that's a naughty one. The third track, we're just going down and listen. So I want you to hear as much of this as possible, because I want you to be able to go out and purchase her CD and enjoy the music as we get into Angie Wells' CD here on Jazzabrations Live. And I'm your host, Linda Morgan, on this Sunday afternoon. Thank you for tuning in as we listen to the next cut.
You're my thrill. You do something to me. You send chills right through me when I look at you, 'cause you're my thrill. You're my thrill. How my pulse increases, I just go to pieces when I look at you, 'cause you're my thrill. Nothing seems to matter. Here's my heart on a silver platter. Where's my will? Why this strange desire that keeps mounting higher when I look at you? I can't keep still. You're my thrill. Nothing seems to matter.
Wow. You guys are listening to the sounds of Miss Angie Wells, and I'm your host, Linda Morgan, on Jazzabrations Live. Yes, this is all about us and the music. Now, what was this sultry, swanging song about?
This is an old song, actually. It's been sung by many people. You're My Thrill is, it's...
Go ahead. I think
is this us?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay. See, my technological skills are not very advanced.
That's all right.
But it's now all of a sudden I feel terrible because the writer of the song and everything is just going out of my head. But it's a song about, there's this person who just, they do it for you. They ring your bell, they wet your whistle, they do whatever it is that's doing, and they thrill you. And I kind of took it from I guess the version for me was almost like this longing. There's this longing for this person that just you want every part of this person, and so you're hungry for them, and so that's kind of the perspective I took as I was standing at the mic singing it.
It sounds amazing.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Your voice is so sultry and jazzy that, who have you been compared to?
I often get, you're like a mixture of Nina Simone and Sarah Vaughan. I hear that a lot. I hear bits of Sarah. I hear Sarah. I hear Sarah. I hear Nina. I hear Nina. And even a couple of the reviews that the CD got, people were mentioning those two names, particularly Nina. But I hope at some point, they'll know it's just me.
But we're all standing on the shoulders of our ancestors. True. That's a great compliment for somebody to even say that you're standing on the shoulders of Nina and Sarah.
Because
she's saying Nina Simone and Sarah Vaughan for you non-jazz folks out there, just to give you a little history. So that is, people call us, okay, let me just back up, because I started in the smooth jazz genre when I got into music, because I was a sponsor of festivals and entertainers. My big brother, Ray Fuller, I sponsored him when I was working for Downtown LA Motors. That was a post that I put up sometime during this week. Hey, Ray, you better call in. No, that was a shout out. No, I'm just kidding. And so it wasn't until I started working for Al Williams at the Long Beach Jazz Festival that I came back to straight ahead jazz. My brother used to play Hugh Masekela off the chain because he was a Congo player.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So my brother, that's what I grew up listening to, but never really connected to the music, never really found a purpose to the music or anything like that. And so now just being 100% engrossed in the music for the last 7 years of honoring and celebrating 136 jazz and blues legends here in LA only. Amazing. I'm not across the country. I'm international in my reach and scope.
Sure.
But this work I've only done here in LA. I know. And so to hear people to talk about our ancestors, the Nina Simones and the Sarah Vaughns and the Billie Holidays and the Ella Fitzgeralds, to be compared to them is amazing.
Oh no, it is, and it's. I'm a pretty humble person. I mean, I have to tell you, even like having to do the whole social media thing, sometimes I'm just like shrinking because, I have to, I'm fabulous. Oh, I'm wonderful. Oh, don't I sound great? Oh, look at this plate of food. So it's just like, but it's, it's the world we live in now.
Right.
So you got to learn to, I grew up in a culture, my mama used to say, if you're good, honey, you don't have to toot your own horn. Other people will do it for you. So just trying to get to that point is whole other animal. But, it's, now, see that? I just had a moment. I had a senior moment. I went around. I was coming to a point, Linda, and I lost where I was going.
That's okay. It'll come back. Because that's what live radio does. You speak from your heart, and things will go away and come back. Because we're human.
This is true.
We're not perfect. We're just human. And we're here as friends talking amongst each other. I am loving Felicia. She just walked in the halls. This is her studio. I am loving her to death. If you guys don't know Felicia Morris, you need to get to know her through me. How about that? Come and check us out here at Morris Media Studios, because this girl is doing it. And I'm so appreciative of even just being here to have this radio platform. And takes me back to 7 years ago when I started doing these honorings. Buddy Collette was very instrumental in me doing these honorings, and making sure that people know about the jazz and blues legends that we have here that's over the age of 65. That most people, when I honor these people, they don't even know they are here in LA, let alone that they were a jazz musician who played with some of the greatest and most fabulous people in the world.
There's a lot of great musicians here. There really
They
are.
came here from all over the place, and they've settled here in California. So it became a mission for me to pull them all out from behind the couches and pull them all out from their comfort zones and bring them out to the community. Our demographic, our age group, because if your parents didn't introduce you to jazz, straight ahead jazz, you wouldn't know what it was.
That's true.
And so when I started 7 years ago, I had this thing, smooth ahead, smooth ahead, smooth ahead. That's my little logo, little bald head chick on there on my logo. And it was because I came around the smooth jazz era. And so when I merged the two, smooth ahead, I was bringing my smooth jazz friends into this straight ahead world that I'm now totally engulfed in. Nothing against you smooth jazz lovers, but I am a straight ahead snob. Yes, I will say it. I'm a straight ahead snob. And I honor and recognize straight ahead jazz music. And because I get it all the time. Well, why are you not honoring this and that and this and that? Somebody else can do that. I'm not here for that purpose. I'm here to honor the straight ahead jazz musicians who some of them would not have gotten even notified or recognized if we hadn't been doing this work. So that's the purpose that God gave me after having a very lengthy conversation with Buddy Collette back in the day.
Wow. Well, thank goodness.
And I'm grateful to continue to do the work, but I'll be finished in 4 years. I'll be 60, so I'll be done. I've done my work, and it will live on to, whatever. Yeah. But as long as I'm here for the next 4 years, God said get a platform so that you can now talk to all of these people that you've honored.
Yes.
And that you've given these recognition to yourself. Because in 7 years, I've not had a platform to be able to talk to them one-on-one.
Right.
Somebody else has always been behind the mic, or somebody's always did the interview, or somebody's always taken a picture, or some of that. So, y'all, before I leave, I'd like for all of them to come in and have a conversation with me. Yeah. I've had a few of them on here. Next week, we got Phil Randolph.
Oh, Phil,
the greatest trombonist on the planet to me.
Yeah.
He'll be here at my show next week, you guys. It's at 8:30 because our Jazzabration Jazz Vespers is next Sunday.
Yeah.
So when it's that day, I come in the studio early that morning, 8:30, knock it out, make sure I have my show going, and then we party from 5 to 7 at Morningside in Inglewood. I'd love to have you to come and check it out as a guest. You're more than welcome to come. But back to the music. Because this is what this is all about. Listening to Miss Angie Wells' next track. And then we'll come back with you guys. We're at the 30-minute mark. So thank you. And technicians, call this phone and let me know that it's working.
Maybe they're just shy, Linda.
I know. We'll be right back going into the next cut.
I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you, come rain or come shine. High as a mountain, deep as a river, come rain or come shine. I guess on the day you met me, it was just one of those things. But don't you ever bet me, 'cause I'm gonna be true if you let me. You're gonna love me like nobody's loved me, come rain or come shine. Happy together, unhappy together, won't it be fine? Days may be cloudy or sunny, we're in or out of the money. But I'm with you always, I'm with you rain or shine. You're gonna love me like nobody's loved me, come rain, come rain, come rain or come shine. Happy together, unhappy together, it will be fine. The days may be cloudy or sunny, we're in or out of the money. But I'll love you always, I'm with you rain or shine. I'm with you rain or shine. Always, I'm with you, rain or shine.
Yes, I know everybody can relate to that one. I'm with you always. Come rain or shine. You're back. I'm back with Linda Morgan, your host of Jazzabration Live, with my wonderful guest, Miss Angie Wells, here in the studio. And now that one, we all know that's a standard, but you put your own personal touch on it. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's a track that we kind of did as a warm-up track. It wasn't even really one of the tracks that we had planned to put on the CD. We going into the studio and we were just kind of, doing sound check and doing a few things. And so it's okay, well, I think we had maybe done a couple numbers, and I said, okay, we need kind of like a break because you start getting in your head after a while. So let's play something and just kind of loosen up a little bit. And so I said, let's do, come rain or come shine, and let's swing it. And we just impromptu did it. It was 2 or 3 takes, and that was it.
It sounds amazing.
Thank you very much.
Upbeat jazz always can keep you rocking, keep your fingers popping. And that's the kind of music that I tell people all the time, I love just going out and listening to live jazz.
Me too.
Uber is my transportation.
Yes.
Yeah, Uber. I just said your name, giving you a plug. Y'all need to give me some money. But that's how I get around to most of the things that I get around to. And so I will just, in a week, go 2 or 3 different places, especially when I'm promoting the show.
Sure.
Just letting people be aware that, we have this Jazzabrations going on the 4th Sunday of every month. I always got to talk about that, And then we're honoring Wally Ali and Grant Geisman, 2 guitarists.
Wow.
That are amazing with their talents. Yeah. And so I'm grateful to have Drea Courtney as the vocalist. Henry Franklin is going to be on bass. Rich Eames is going to be on the keys, and none other than Dr. Carl Burnett.
And Carl's played with me several times. I love Carl. And Henry actually played with me. I played with both of them actually, at Vibrato, and then Carl played with me at LACMA, and a few other gigs.
Oh yeah. So this whole series this year has been about me honoring and giving back to the legends and having them invite them to come and be the entertainment for the honoring celebrations that we're doing. I am so glad that I was able to do this with the love and support of my church.
That's wonderful.
My church family is the bomb. Mark and Bonnie Robar, the pastor and first lady, embraced it and got behind me and supported it, and it is amazing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We're going through a transition. Pastor Penn is now taking over the church, but they're all very supportive of the series. So next year look out, because we got some dates in store next year for the Jazz Vespers. We're only going to do 3 next year because I needed to be able to focus. This was a real stretch to do 12 this year.
I'm sure.
And now we're at the 11th one, girl, down to the 11th hour. So I'm out pulling out an appeal. I need to see everybody on this one. Come on through and come and support. In December next month, we have Betty Bryant on keys and vocals, Donald Dean on drums, and Kyle, which is Robert Kyle, on sax playing with them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be our end of the year annual black and white ball. I want everybody to come decked out in a black and white, and let's just end the year supporting this series that we've had all year. So everybody that I have brought on, you need to come in your black and white and come and celebrate. All of you legends that have come and been a part of the series, this is your call out. I'm going to call each one of you personally, but I'm telling you here on live radio. You're invited to the annual Black and White Living Legend Ball on December the 17th. I look forward to all of our friends just dressing up and coming in black and white ball. We're not going to be, we may or may not be in our sanctuary because our fellowship hall is going through a renovation. We get new restrooms, but we got a second level of our church that we're thinking about possibly open up for this show. So, you know me, I got stuff up my sleeves. I want to make it the best, and I want to make it grand. It's the last show of this year, so that's on December the 17th, if you can make that. But we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go into her next song. And we'll come back and talk about that because I'm ready to get to the one where you and Billy Red, one of our jazz legends, is featured on it with you as well. But we'll go into the next one, whatever that next song is, and we'll be right back with you.
Was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea, a little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he passed my way. And as we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. One magic day he passed my way, and as we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love.
Welcome back to Jazzabrations Live. And as you can tell, Angie got some of the baddest ballads on the planet on her CD. And we're just down to cut number 6, y'all. So we're trying to get them in and get as much in as possible. And so we just want you to be able to hear her voice and hear her sound. And this is Miss Angie Wells. And you can find her on social media under that name, Angie Wells. She's on Twitter. I'm sure she's on Instagram, Facebook, you name it. She's on there.
I am. I'm under, it's for my Instagram, it's Angie Wells Jazz. For Twitter, it's Angie Wells Jazz as well. Facebook, if you go Angie Wells Jazz, you'll get that fan page. But if you just put in Angie Wells, you'll see a picture of me, the white dress and a red rose on my shoulder. You tap on that one and let's be friends.
Absolutely. So let's go into this next cut that is with one of our jazz legends, none other than Mr. Billy Red. I'm going to text him while we're playing this song and tell him to call in while we're playing his song. So that's our next cut.
Yes.
Oh, baby, let me just slip into something a little more comfortable. Don't be nervous. I really can't
But
stay.
baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been
been
hoping that you drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your
My
hurry?
father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really, I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't hurry.
Maybe just a half a drink
Put
more.
some records on while I
The
pour.
neighbors might
Baby,
think.
it's bad out there.
Say what's in
No
this
cabs to be
drink.
had out there.
I wish I knew
Your eyes
how
are like starlight
to
now.
break the spell.
I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell.
I ought to say no, no, no.
Mind if I'm moving closer?
At least I'm gonna say that I
What's
tried.
the sense of hurting my pride?
really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Baby,
It's cold outside.
I simply must
Baby,
go.
it's cold outside.
The answer is
Baby,
no.
it's cold outside.
This welcome has
Lucky
been
that you
so
dropped in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at that
My
storm.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look delicious.
My brother will be there at the door.
Waves upon a tropical shore.
My maiden aunt's mind is
Gee, your
vicious.
lips are
But
delicious.
maybe just a cigarette
Never
more.
such a blizzard before.
I've got to
But
get
baby,
home.
you'll freeze out there.
Say, lend me
It's
your
up
coat.
to your knees out there.
You've really been
I thrill when
grand,
you touch my
but
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing to me?
There's bound to be talk tomorrow.
Think of my lifelong
At
sorrow.
least there will be plenty
If
implied.
we caught pneumonia
I
and died,
really can't
get over
stay.
that old doubt. Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, I got oh girl.
Oh, come on, baby.
Oh, come on, baby. That was the cut right there. Well, it is amazing. That cut is amazing. It's the holidays, y'all, so we just put you right in the mood for the holidays. Tell us a little bit about that, because we have a caller that should be calling in and telling us a little bit more about it. But you go ahead and start first till he call in.
Well, this is a cut done with my friend and mentor, Billy Red, who is an incredible singer who lives here in L.A. Billy,
One of our jazz legends.
Yes, he's one of your jazz legends, and he agreed to do this with me, and we wanted to take a fun take on it, so we reversed the roles because normally the male is the pursuer. But I had seen a video clip from an old movie. Raphael actually sent it to me, and it was a split screen, and on one side of the screen was Ricardo Montalban, I believe, and Esther Williams, and so he was pursuing her. And then on the other side of the screen was Red Skelton and I can't remember what the actress's name, but she was pursuing Red
him.
Skelton. So it was very funny. So we decided, well, let's do it
Let's
that
just
way.
flip it.
Let's flip it. So that's what we did, and Billy agreed to do it with me.
Well, you know what, you guys, you are in for a treat. We have somebody on the line. Who's on the line calling in right now?
Hey, baby, this is me, Billy Red.
Get out of here. The one that we just heard on the song?
Are you kidding?
It's cold outside?
Yeah, it's cold outside.
What? Did you enjoy doing that cut with Miss Angie Wells? You are live on Jazzabrations Live talking to us and my audience.
That was so much fun. Angie, first of all, Angie is a whip. And to be able to, to be a part of her situation, her project, was a blessing for me. Just because I can't think enough positive stuff about her. She's just an incredible human being, and she's a phenomenal artist. And she's got a beautiful gift. And to get in the studio with her and to go through that, and she was so exhausted. Baby, they worked her hard.
Well, that's the business, but we appreciate that song was amazing. And it's a holiday song that people can put on and while they're cooking, cleaning, getting ready for their families to come over. Baby, it's cold outside. Yes, it is. I think Jock even does that sometimes in his Betty Carter type thing.
Well, that's Betty Carter and Ray Charles did.
Oh, it was Betty Carter. See, I'm a little scholar. I'm learning about jazz. Yes. And I only know that because Jock does it at Lavender Blue, which we're going down there tonight, y'all, to see and hear and listen to Jock LaSure at Lavender Blue. So come on through. But, Billy?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the music. Thank you so much for being a part of Angie's CD.
Well, he knows how I feel.
Thank you, Angie, for inviting me. I mean, I'm so honored. I mean, really honored, that God puts my name on people's hearts, and people like Angie.
Oh, you the bomb.com. Come on now.
And you, Linda, the same thing. I get to be a part of you all's life, and that's really a blessing for me. I enjoy the company of both of you. I enjoy your artistry. I enjoy the things that you do, and I'm just so proud, to be a part of your lives.
Okay, well, you and the missus must don your black and white and come to the Living Legend Ball, the Black and White Ball on December the 17th. So write that one down on your somewhere with a pen and a pencil. December 17th, we're having our annual Living Legends Black and White Ball.
And that's going to be where?
At Morningside.
Oh,
where all the Vespers have been all year.
Yeah.
So you need to come next week, actually.
Too. That's beautiful.
Huh?
That's beautiful because I'm off that day on the 17th.
Okay, well, great. I shall see you there.
Definitely will. I'll put that on my calendar right now. And thank you so much again, honey, for including me for the call, for, Angie, and, we got business.
Yeah, I love you, Billy. Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, you guys are catching me out of me. Both two my favorite girls.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for calling in because I thought the lines wasn't working, so I just had to have somebody to reach out and say, "What's up?" No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, that's right. Well, it's our family, baby, right here with me and y'all.
That's true. And so I look forward to and if your schedule is clear next Sunday, please come through the Jazz Vespers. We're featuring Drea Courtney, Rich Eames, Henry Franklin on bass, and Carl Burnett on drums. I'm just opening it up to all the legends who want to come. Just come on. I need y'all in the house. And I'll give you the information. We're right there on 87th, 88th in Crenshaw. 88th and Crenshaw in Inglewood. Yeah. But I'll call you back and give you the details because I want you to come through because you haven't come through any of the season. But this is, the one before the last one.
I'd love to come check it out,
Thank you for calling in.
Okay, y'all have a blessed day. God bless you. I love you with all my heart.
Absolutely. And you got to tell me what color Jazzabration cap you want. You see them on the, well, you're not looking on the screen, but I have 5 colors. Red, black, beige, green, and blue. So just tell me what color you want, and I got you one.
Billy Red.
Oh, red. Billy Red. That's the one Angie chose as well. But thank you, sir, so much for calling in. We're live in the studio, by the way. You don't know that because I know you're not on your computer. But we're going to go into Angie's last song of her on her CD. We've played like 6 or 7 of them. And I wanted to jump to yours because I wanted you to call in for our listening audience. So I appreciate you.
Love you guys so much.
Thank you.
So much for including me in your existence. I appreciate it.
Oh, you are so welcome. Sweetie. And we are so honored to be your friend.
Yes, that's true.
We're going to go into that next track.
Well, can we do the last track?
Let's do the last track. She wanted to do the last track, my studio engineers, Mr. Johnny Morris and Mr. LaRon Davis. I have some of the best studio engineers on the planet. Y'all don't even know what it's like to have the father of Felicia be your studio engineer. I'm calling out all the radio stations here on Morris Media. I got Mr. Morris. Do you? How about that? So we're going to go into that last cut, Mr. Morris. And as we go into our final set of the day. We're going to listen to this and we're going to come back and tell you all about it. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, here on Jazzabrations Live with my wonderful guest, Miss Angie Wells.
One early morning, as I was walking, I met a man. Went in a tavern to get a few nips, but all I had was one mint julep. Was the cause of it all. I don't remember just how it started, but all I know is we stole a kiss and then another. I didn't mean to. One mint julep was the cause of it all. The lights were burning low there in the tavern, went through the swinging doors. Upon my father, he said, I saw you when you kissed my daughter. Whoa, 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 I didn't know just what we were doing. We up and married. I meant julep, I meant julep, I meant julep. One mint julep was the cause of it all. I don't wanna bore you with all my trouble, but from now on I'll be thinking double. Just buy me roses or maybe tulips. Whoa, 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 I didn't know just what we were doing. We up and married. I meant julep, I meant julep, I meant julep. One mint julep was the cause of it all. One mint julep was the cause of it all. Hey! One mint julep was the cause of it all.
Well, y'all can tell we have had a ball in the studio today with my good friend, Miss Angie Wells. Thank you so much for gracing our Jazzabrations Live stage.
Thank you for
It was a
having
ball.
me.
Girl, don't this hour go by so fast?
It went by, it flew. Well, they say time flies when you're having fun.
It does. Next year, I think I'm going to 2 hours because I just need to be able to get a lot more music in on a CD. Most CDs come with 12 tracks. You can't get it all in an hour and talk and have a great conversation. So I'm looking forward to 2018. I'm looking forward to 2018. I'm thinking about really expanding the show from 3 to 5 because I want to hear some live music right here behind this curtain. How about that? When y'all have some, see, I ain't gonna show you what's back there, but we need some live music in here in the studio next year, 2018. Can I get some support to help me have live music here in the studio? This ain't free, y'all. And I am grateful that I've been able to keep up with this since August when I debuted. Angie, I tell you, August the 20th, I debuted this show.
I remember.
And I am so happy that I've had some of my wonderful friends come in here and grace this stage. You being one of them. Shamri Klein was last week.
Yes.
I mean, we've had Elisa Gomez, which she goes to my church, who is a wonderful Latin jazz singer.
Yes.
I can't wait. Mary Bold was here with her daughter, Claude Hall. Mm-hmm. And it's just been amazing the amount of friends that I've had to come and help me support this show. So I'm grateful. Larambe, I didn't forget you. You was last week as well. You know, I had to, Jacques LaSure, you know, so I'd have to kind of go back in my memory of all the people who have come since August.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful either way. I posted on Facebook. I have a grateful heart. I am grateful today. What about your heart? You know, and I want to thank you for being a part of this show. Thank you for sharing yourself with my audience. Until next week, we'll be back here next week at 8:30 in the morning. Don't look for me at 3 o'clock because we won't be here. We'll be here at 8:30 in the morning. And as we go out, thank you, Miss Angie Wells.
Thanks for having me, Linda, and have a most wonderful day and a happy holiday season. And I really appreciate you having me here. Thanks so much.
Crush me some ice, skin me a peach, leave the fuzz for my pillow. Start me a smoke, talk to me nice. You got to wine me and dine me. Don't try to fool me, bejewel me. Either amuse me or lose me. I'm